Welcome back, Savages. And tonight we're doing something a little different. So, as you can see, the backdrop is a little different tonight. As you've noticed, some of our episodes we've been kind of MIA. And we have talked about this sneak peek in a couple of our older episodes. But Savage Energi has expanded, and we opened a bookstore. We are Nocturnal Nook, Books and More in Madison, Ohio. We have been working on this since the end of March, beginning of April, and blood, sweat, and tears, we've been doing this. But it's a small, local bargain bookstore, and this has taken up a lot of our time. We are working on new studio space for Savage Energi, and it's going to be awesome when it's done. Right now, it just looks like a creepy basement dungeon.
But it looks cool.
It does look cool.
You just can't breathe when you're down there.
There's so much dust and like mustiness.
That's one of the key points. Besides the awesome storefront that we have.
Yes,
that was one of the key points for us wanting this building, because we can have Savage Energi headquarters in the basement.
Yep.
And upstairs is Nocturnal Nook. Books and More.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nocturnal Nook, Books and More, come to my store.
No. Oh my God.
New slogan.
So we offer used books. Eventually we will have some new stuff. Overexcited and overwhelmed. Because this was something that happened rather quickly, but it's something that we had been wanting to do for a while. As many of you know, in a few other podcasts, I talked about going to school. I graduated in March with my bachelor's degree, and then I was like, cool, okay. I graduated, I wrote a book, published a book, and then I was like, all right, let's open a bookstore.
We were talking.
It was
one
literally
day.
like that quick that it happened.
We were talking one day, and I said, I've always wanted to open a bookstore, and she's like, really? Me too. Okay, let's do it. And then
here we are.
We saw a for rent sign, and we're like, let's just go check it out. And then, boom.
Here we are.
Yep, here we are.
I still remember when I got home from school the one day, and she's dry heaving over the couch. Like,
was that the day that we found out about the building?
Yeah.
I think that was the day that we signed the lease.
Yeah.
Or we were getting the lease.
Yeah, that was an exciting day.
Yeah.
I called her and was like, all right, he's sending over the paperwork. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay, we just signed the paperwork. And then next thing I know, we're picking out paint colors, trying to figure out inventory. Because basically the building that we're in was freshly renovated, but not to what we wanted, because the walls were like nicotine yellow.
Yeah.
So we had to figure out where we wanted everything and all of the colors, and had to wait for them to put in the new flooring. And then it was just, okay, we need to do this, 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 and this, figure out what we wanted to do. And we learned as business owners that you're going to get stressed out very quickly.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what kind of merchandise you want, what you want to price everything at, how you want to connect with your customers and your clientele and whatnot. And we live in a small town. I mean, I'm in Madison, she's in Perry. They're not far away from each other, but they are enough that
they're two very unique places.
And we had learned that there used to be a bookstore in Madison at one point, and everybody was sad to see it go, because the closest bookstore is almost a half hour away. And
that's your big name bookstore where granted, they have all the new books, but you're looking at $40 a pop.
Oh,
yeah, and we wanted something that, was going to be good for the community, someplace that we could build up. All of our books that we have are from the community, and we secretly and slowly, kind of like at first we just kind of put it on Facebook, was like, so what would you think And then kind of like, okay, now we can push this a little bit. Push this a little bit. And then finally, as we're buying stuff, we were telling people like, hey, this is where this is going to go. And people were like, oh, great. We have books.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, trust me. People had a lot of books.
Oh, yeah.
I had to carry
had to
up.
lug 'em.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
carried up probably 1,500 pounds of book.
I have
Per day.
I have a car that was third row seating, and it was full from the front to the back
Overflowing,
of
mind
books. Yeah. So we do plan on having like community things. Eventually, we want to have like story times with kids, book clubs for kids and adults. You know, movie days, things like that. We just had our unofficial grand opening on Tuesday, so we haven't been fully open a week yet. And then we have our grand opening, I think, in 2 weeks.
you. Yeah.
About a week and a half.
Yeah. So it's been a slow trickle of people coming in, but people are starting to realize, holy crap, we have a bookstore.
Yeah.
And that's been exciting.
I think my favorite part so far was when there was a guy that came in who said he lives 7 minutes down the road. And he was beyond excited that there was a bookstore that close to him that he didn't have to drive a half an hour to go to the $40 bookstore.
Yeah. That seems to be a thing, is that people don't want to go
Yeah.
like that far away for books. But I mean, there isn't a used bookstore around here anymore. It's it's the big name stuff, because I mean, even Half Price Books is gone.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are upset about that.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to offer something to the community. So I am officially doing this full time. I left the vet tech stuff, as much as, I do love my clients and I loved my animals. It was really starting to take a toll, and this is what I wanted to do, full time. This is it. I am like one of those Hallmark movies of the lonely bookstore keeper.
You're only
But no.
lonely half the time.
I know, she's here with me the other half. But we have put our pictures out of all of a lot of the places that we've been, all of our autograph stuff that we've collected. We are slowly adding the decor from all of our ghost stuff.
Which that was one of the hardest parts to overcome, because you have the two gothy girls and
Yeah.
we're all into the spooky, and we wanted it to have that kind of gothy spooky feel, but yet still be
Cozy.
family
Everybody.
friendly
Yeah.
and cozy. But I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
We've got not all, but we've got some of our spooky stuff going on, but we've got the nice green and gray and black, even though it's not black, it's dark gray. But we've got 2 couches to make it nice and cozy. We've got the cutest little kid area,
Futon,
Yeah.
chairs, table.
chalkboards, TV, everything.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll do some, like she said, some after school programs for the kids.
Yeah.
Eventually branch off and do some like writer workshops, since
Yeah.
she knows about that.
Yeah, since that's what I graduated for. We are going to still be Savage Energi.
Yes.
That is not going to change.
No.
So you may see the backdrops a little differently, because now we have a space we can move around in. But Savage Energi is here to stay. Eventually we'll have a little something where people can actually get to know Savage Energi.
Yes, we will have our Savage Energy merch in here for sale. We'll have a little sign, Savage Energy headquarters, because that's what the basement is for. Not going anywhere.
Nope.
Just a little more busy now is all.
Yep. So we'll still have both. We'll have both businesses going. And because we are local, we are definitely going to be looking into local authors. So if anybody in the Northeast Ohio area has ever published a book, or you want to publish a book and you have no idea where to start, give us a call or stop by into the shop. I can definitely help with that.
We have a Facebook page. You can message us on there.
We
can
have
call,
Instagram.
You can...
TikTok.
Yeah.
Somehow we have a YouTube page, and I don't know how.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do that.
I have no idea. But we have all of those. That I did, creative writing is what my degree is in. So I have all of the knowledge to kind of help figure out what direction you want to go into. Eventually, hopefully within the next year or so, I will have writing workshops and classes and whatnot and teach you how to write a book. I've written 3 so far, so it's been a lovely ride the last couple of months.
Yep.
Because if we weren't here day in and day out, we were at our full-time jobs, and then we would get off there and we would come here and
we had that trip to Penhurst in the midst of all of this.
Yep.
And we have another one coming up to Bel Air in 2 weeks, so it's been a little crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of the kids have been big help. Everybody's been up here.
Some of the kids have been big helps. Some of the kids just like to walk around.
Yep.
And watch the help.
The husbands have been a big help. We had a lot of support from our family and our friends. At first, people thought it was kind of like a joke, and then we were like, no, we opened a bookstore.
Yeah, no, we really did
And
this.
then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, you actually did it. Let me guess. For a while, people didn't really know because we had everything like really under wraps, hush hush, window on the paper on the windows, everything. And then finally, we were just like, surprise!
Yeah.
There's a bookstore. Yeah, I'm still my heart.
We're still in the surprise it's a bookstore phase.
Yes. So
Yeah.
every day we walk in here and go, surprise, we own a bookstore.
Yep. It's week 1. We have a lot to A, learn, B, figure out from here, but we do plan on expanding throughout our time here. And
We still have lots more inventory we've got to get out on the shelves.
I don't even want to think
Yeah,
about that.
there's a lot of inventory.
Yes. Oh, I don't even want to hear it from you.
If you're in the Northeast Ohio / Madison area, stop in. If you know people in the Northeast Ohio, Madison area, tell them to check it out.
Spread the word.
Yeah.
We have literally everything from toddler, baby,
Yeah.
all the way up to cookbooks, self-help, diet books.
We even have a
mystery,
religious section.
Suspense.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
It's
Some of
slowly
us
burning
can't
in
touch.
the corner.
Yeah, some of us
Stop.
can't touch those, but we do have them. We have literally every genre you can imagine.
Yep. We are still expanding on that. Like I said, we will eventually have some new stuff. It's just taken.
We have some new stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not the $40 new stuff.
Yeah. But we're here. We opened a bookstore. So come check us out. Like I said, I'm here pretty much all day, every day. Our hours are posted on all of our websites. They all match now. For some reason they didn't, but all of the hours match across the board. I'm here Monday through Sunday. April's here Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, Sunday. So if you guys want to come up, we've got some of our Savage Energy stuff. We'll sign it. We'll take pictures. We'll do meet and greets. We don't care.
Yeah.
Come in, buy a book.
And there, like my mom said, there's books for everybody. Stop in, bring your brother, sister, cousin, hamster, dog.
We are
There's a
pet
book for-
friendly.
We are pet
Yeah.
friendly, by the way.
There's
yes.
a book for anyone and everyone. There's a book for anything you could think of. There's a book here for
Yep.
it.
Yeah, there really is.
There's coloring books,
Yes.
religious books, cookbooks, books I don't ever want to see again, crime books, anything you can think of, it's here.
Yeah.
We want to do like a big thank you to a lot of our supporters who are not only locals here, but they did a big support for Savage Energy, and they did big support for coming in, and they were actually a couple of our first sales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a big thing for us.
And thanks for hanging in there even through the weeks we were missing.
We promise we shall no longer go missing in action now that we're actually up and running, and go from there. But
Now
this is it. We
now
did it.
now you can play the Savage guessing game of what the scenery is going to be for each podcast.
Can you pick where next
like a
week's
game show.
podcast will be?
Right.
The dungeon, the couch, or the studio?
What's behind door number 3?
Books.
Yeah.
Lots of books.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.